on two of my favorite people, Anime and BJ Larson. And believe it or not, they are a mother and son team. Anime just turned 50. Does she look like a 50-year-old to you? 50 changed, y'all, like 50 is the new 30 when you're looking at anime. So here, you guys, I brought them on again to talk about the 5 mistakes that realtors are making. I want you guys to take copious notes. I'm going to ask you guys to be fully engaged. And at the end, BJ is going to give you a homework assignment. Okay. And I want you guys to follow up with me. So I'm going to pass it over to BJ and Anime. Thank you guys for being here. I love you guys so much, and I love building with you. So thanks for being here.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. I didn't know it was 5. I made 8, so I'm just gonna keep 3 of them to myself.
Bring it on.
Sound
Bring it
good?
on.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, but what you'll learn about me, and I guess that kind of does is a good transition into that. I believe in just pure value when it comes down to organic marketing. I own a business called Social Proof. We have a platform actually that we're launching today, which is why we are here, because there's always an expectation. But I do really have the expectation of everybody kind of just taking notes. They say that you only remember 5% of what you write down. So that's 95% of the information I'm giving you gone. So that's only one step. I'm giving you 8. But check this out. What I want to go over today is 5 mistakes and also the solutions for those. What I want to do is talk to you a little bit about your organic marketing and how you're doing that. Is anybody, by a show of hands, or I don't know, whatever you want to do it, is anybody already running
Hold on.
ads?
Can you guys, is he a little groggy?
BJ, your mic is a little off. You want to fix that?
I got you. Can you hear me a little bit better? Okay, here, let's try this.
Still.
It's like digital, like robotic.
That's because that's my AI talking. Hello, everybody. I am not presenting this. Hello. All right, is that a little bit
introducing
better?
us to his new product.
All right, cool. So I'm sorry. So as I was saying, I believe I left off on, is anybody running paid ads as of right now? Okay, one hand, a bunch of no's. Okay, for the people who are not running paid ads, what is your alternative right now? How are you generating business? And this is, feel free to unmute your mics. I think it defaults to mute you, but I really like interaction, and it's 9 o'clock in California, so let's start this day off right.
I've just been doing a lot of going to social free events in our community and talking to my sphere, but mainly events in the community. We've had a lot of events here in downtown Jersey City. So I've been proactive with handing out my business cards and information to those who I know will spread the word, and just being present and involved.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're networking. You're getting involved, you're knocking on doors, doing all the exact steps that an agent is supposed to do. But there's one area that we have most agents haven't necessarily transitioned over to yet, which is social media. We've attempted it, we've tried it, and I say it all the time. What we say is, I'm selling a home, I'm about to sell a home because it's pending, and I just sold a home. That's what agents typically sound like when they're just posting like a house or an open house or something like that. So what I'm trying to do is help you think outside the box. So everybody got your pens and notepads? 1, 2, 3, there we go. Oh, the yellow paper too. I like that. All right, cool. So step number 1, I want you guys to write down lack of clear social media strategy. Now, many businesses don't necessarily have, and when I say businesses, I mean, I work with real estate professionals, but I realize that I believe I'm talking to just agents in here, right? Do we have some brokers or mortgages in here as well? Just agents?
No, but we will have a lot that are going to watch this video.
Okay, cool. So point number 1 to that, many businesses don't have a clear marketing strategy or a clear social media strategy. We're kind of just posting to post. We're filling in gaps because it's kind of what we're supposed to be doing. And I definitely commend all of you for making, doing the right steps, at least taking the action to attempt to do that. That's the biggest problem I run into typically. This typically leads, if you don't have a strategy, it's leading to inconsistent messages. You have lack of engagement. So if you realize that you're only getting 1 or 2 likes and it's like, all right, thanks mom for one, thank you Tanya for the other. I appreciate that. I'm not getting anybody new. So that's what I do. That's what organic marketing is designed for. They both have their place, paid ads and organic ads. But if you don't have a strategy, you wouldn't put money into paid ads without a strategy. So why are we putting posts up in our organic posting with no strategy? It doesn't make sense. So the absence of strategy typically causes for confusion or brand narrative. That is like, can anybody name me their ideal client in 3 sentences? If you do, I will edit a free video for you. Oh, let's hear it, Maria.
Ready, willing, and able is my
Ready.
ideal client.
I love that. Ready. So you want a client who's ready to move. That's easy because it's hard to force them. So you ready, they're willing, they want to move, and they're able to move. Being able to afford it is also a really, really good step. That's awesome. What does that person like to do? What is your ideal client? What are their hobbies? It's hard to think of, and I'll still edit a video for you. So if you could just message my mom or Anime, if you could just message her with your email and phone number, and then we'll connect on the side. But I appreciate you being vulnerable with us.
So thank you.
Yeah. So what we're looking for is we're looking for a specific person. My ideal client, I know that I'm looking for agents typically selling about 24 units a year is typically what that works out to. If I can just get you to sell 2 homes a month and help you do that, and maybe my business can help you get a third on it, that would be great too. But what we want to do is, I know that typically a lot of what I see with real estate agents is that they want family, either they're luxury or they want like a family friendly home. We want to know that, hey, we're looking for people who are just based off of your activities. It's easier to buy from somebody that you know, right? That's why people don't buy from strangers. But that is, I definitely want to do that. And then let's see, where did I leave off? Oh, solutions. So here are the solutions for that. So underneath your clear or your unclear marketing strategy, I want you to write down, define your goals. By goals, I'm looking for on social media, like TikTok, for example. If you don't have 1,000 followers on TikTok, there's an entire part of TikTok that you're missing out on. I really like this unlock system that they've kind of started with. You have to have 1,000 followers to go live. You have to have 10,000 followers to be able to share your screen while you're going live. So it really incentivizes people to go out, go get more followers, participate. If you're not using TikTok, I know you don't have to dance anymore. That phase has passed. You don't have to sing. You don't have to do any of that. You can literally look at them and say, here's this home that I'm selling. And you can do it in a creative way enough to get them to stop and watch the whole video. That's what me and my team take care of, and kind of helping you with that. Also identifying your target audience. That's point number 2. So you want to understand their preferences. Do they want a big backyard? Is your ideal client a dog lover? Right? Do you need a big yard? Do we need to know the maximum capacity of how many dogs we can fit inside of this yard? Which is probably a question we would be asking. But and then you want to determine the type of content that resonates best with your audience. Now, I really, really want you guys to think about this. When it comes down to people buying or selling homes, and I've been talking a lot about like wives and husbands and families and all of that, but some people want to just sell to luxury. But what we're missing out on like the luxury side is that if you're not thinking like your ideal client and making content like your ideal client, you're wasting your time. Because the people who are buying luxury homes are not on social media, which means that the content that you have to have in front of them has to be so captivating because you only got them for an hour. Maybe that's an hour on their phone. You got them for 3 seconds once they pass it. From there, they choose skip, or I want to move forward. So content, is it video content? Is it long form content? There are so many different avenues, and you're only going to figure these things out in the organic space by completely testing. Of course, you'd have a strategy. I've got a strategy for you if you're interested in that too. But you have to fail, or get a team that's done the failing for you, and getting that out of the way. And then you want to create a strategy and purpose. So what we do inside of Social Proof and we made it as easy as possible. If you follow Gary Vee, you'll realize that he has something called the pillar content method. The pillar content method is really, really simple, and to be completely honest, I think it's the most efficient way to spend your time. So if you're still door knocking and you're networking and you're going to all these excuse me, you're going to all these events, that's awesome. But we have to know that we want to spend the time that we have on social media and utilize that for as much content as possible. And what I mean by that is we start with a long form YouTube video, and then we're going to cut that video down and take out all of the nuggets and post that on TikTok, YouTube, YouTube Shorts. Everybody's got like that small 1 minute platform, that short form content now, right? TikTok kind of changed up the game. And then once Facebook or Instagram jumped, everybody jumped, and it kind of became the standard now. So we are now on the I would say we're coming out of like the starting phase of this short form content, at least taking it efficiently or using it efficiently and being able to use it for business purposes and advertise with that. Is anybody doing YouTube on here right now either? Long form YouTube videos? Tanya, welcome to Tanya's long form YouTube video. You are part of it. Stuff like that. No, and I'm so serious because this is an efficient use of Tanya's time. Tanya brings people on here, gives them value, posts the content. That means that Tanya is the source of value inside of here, and that's so great. And you can do that inside of your local communities as agents as well, right? Everybody wants to be the agent that knows everybody. You walk in, hey, how's the family? How are the kids? You know, you go to the restaurant, everybody knows you. You go out to coffee, sit down with your client, and the baristas are like, oh my gosh, here's your usual. Thank you, right? So that we want you to become kind of like that hometown hero, and like everybody knows you. But the cool thing about that is if we do this correctly, you won't even know them. They'll know you though, and which is really, really cool. And that's the same thing we want for your clients when they walk up to meet you at the door. It's like, oh my gosh, I already feel like I know Angela. I've known Angela since forever. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I've been watching your content for like a year, and I finally chose to reach out to you. You know, my wife and I are ready to move, and you were the one. It's always been you because we like your content. We know you're the source of value. That alone is that alone will kind of reiterate exactly what I'm saying. Like once you experience that for the first time, you're like, oh crap, this works. Like all I did was post. All I did was take a YouTube video for 30 minutes on a Monday and broke that up, and I'm good for 2 weeks. So step number 2, the right imbalance of posting. So there's 2 sides of that. There's posting too much, there's posting too little. But the margin for posting too much is very, very small. Because Instagram, you want to be posting, or TikTok, you could post 4 to 8 times a day. That's what they're telling you to post. Now if you go on TikTok's website, it will tell you. It will literally say optimal posting time 4 times. Instagram is 1, a couple stories, so that doesn't necessarily count. Facebook groups, you could do probably like maybe 3 posts a week, not to be annoying. Otherwise, people are going to start leaving the group. But you have to make sure that content is super, super valuable. Or not posting at all. And it doesn't, if you were to pick one and do it consistently, if you were to just not post at all, it would be way better than you posting 50 times, 1 time for an open house, and then you have nothing else for the next 6 weeks, 4 weeks, right? So the imbalance is what's messing up your algorithm. And that's a lot of what we focus on at Social Proof. Jessica, do you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question. So I've been trying to use social media as my main source of like finding clients, and unfortunately, I mean, you know what? I've gotten a couple of friends and family to reach out, but it's been mostly rentals. So my question is, you know, if we're supposed to be doing 4 TikToks per day, what are we talking about? You know, what kind of things should I be posting? Do you have any type of playbook with like ideas or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, for our clients, we write out word for word scripts. And then they kind of, or an outline depending on what they prefer. But there are resources out there that you can certainly go ahead. The best place, and write this down too, but I'm pretty sure everybody's heard about it. Answerthepublic.com is a great place to utilize and find new information of what to post. This shows you what people are actually searching for on Google or search engines in general. And then that way you can go and type in, I'm from the Bay Area. So if I type in Antioch, California, I want to see what's going on. all of a sudden, now I know what they're posting for, who they're looking for, any types of questions, and all you do is just make a TikTok. Because if I guess, and this is going to sound really, really blunt, I guess would be the best way to say it. But if you can't answer a question that's being searched for on Google, then you need to focus on product knowledge, because you have to be value. We can't make up value, and it's so true. And value is, and I think Chris Heller said this when Tanya and I were on a call together. But value is something that you can't search for on the internet, right? What does pending mean? What does for sale mean? Those kinds of things. And what is interest? Those things are not necessary. I want things about the community are awesome. But to be completely honest, if you're posting, I would say at least probably about 30% business if you are your own brand and you don't have like that page solely focused on just yours. If you're posting about 30 to 40% just business, you're going to retain your followers a lot longer, but you have to be posting. And that is like, if you can get anything out of this whole message, it is, you just have to be posting. You have to fail. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be vulnerable, and you have to be open to feedback. Because if people are saying, like, if I post a video, and I used to have a bunch of records, we're in the process of moving right now, but I used to have a bunch of records all over this wall. If there was I don't know, like we're a faith-based organization. So if I've got like Tupac over here in the corner and someone makes a comment on it, that's probably something that I should consider, right? But I love Tupac anyway, so don't comment on my pages like that.
He's a Christian rapper.
Can I just piggyback on what all of this is about, Jessica? And this is really, really important. And all of you should really understand what you're doing every day when you're posting. You are taking someone's time away from them. You are taking, and I want you to write that down. I am taking someone's time away from them. And if you're going to take 11 seconds of somebody's life, what do you want them to remember of you? You have to bring some value within that time, even if it's only 11 seconds. Like BJ said, you will only remember 5% of what you've learned here unless you're taking notes, right? And do not waste people's time. And so if you're creating content, I want you to remember that. When you're saying things, am I wasting someone's time? Forget someone else's time. Am I wasting my time? It's time and energy, better spent. And you really have to really grasp where your time and your energy is going to connect with that. And he's going to go deeper into all of this, but just remember that you have to bring value in every second that you're speaking out of your mouth.
Yeah, and I'd also, so we have the mistake, right? The mistake is not posting enough. It's the imbalance. And Tanya, feel free to kind of jump in on this too, because I believe that there's like the solution to this is literally just asking for reviews, making sure that you have good reviews, making sure that nobody, like Yelp reviews, all of those things are like very, very important. Because that's where people are going to go find you first. Yes, I just saw this person on Instagram or whatever it may be. They might be a fan of you on social media, but then when it does come down to business, they go and search a little bit more for you because they're actively thinking about purchasing a home, and then they see a bad review, they see things like that. You have to make sure those things are getting drowned out, because you want to increase your brand's quality, right? And the trust, like those. Yeah. I'm not a Yelper. I don't believe what people say. I've been in customer service too long to believe any of those, but they exist, and there are people out there that live by them.
Yeah.
And they're professional Yelpers. Yeah, please do.
So just like Anime was saying, you're taking up people's time. Like I've been doing like videos and stuff for like 8 years, but I've made the biggest mistake without a strategy. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm going to post something, but I'll tell you, posting something gets people to like me. But right now I need to have a strategy. But the other thing you're saying, Anime, about taking up people's time, I was told that people are looking to be entertained or educated. And that's why sometimes I'll post like something crazy, like my hikes, and I'll be like, I'm going to post a hike. And I'm gonna post something crazy, and then I'm gonna post something business, and then I'm gonna post a selfie, and then I'm gonna post my lifestyle and then something business. And I'm finding that that gets people to like us. And I think we're all taking ourselves too seriously. That's all I got
And
to add.
to add on top of that too, there are certain, like, it doesn't have to just be individual posts. I think you can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? Where you can, like, okay, for instance, there I did a video for Tanya where she was doing push-ups and just giving value on just pushing through, right? Where and that's her, that's she we all know that Tanya's always like hanging out in the top of a tree somewhere, right? In the middle of Colorado or wherever. Right? So she's always just like, but she's always outside. So that's kind of become her brand, right? That's where people are like, "Wait, what are you doing inside? What is that?" Right? Even her background's virtual. I bet you she's in a forest right now. But but outside of that, like, you really can just like include what you're doing kind of on the day. If you're on the walk, if you're on the treadmill at the gym, hey, and I don't know, like, hype your breath up, make it look like you're working a little bit harder than you are, right? Like, but nonetheless, like,
Throw
you're
some
going, hey,
water
so
for some sweat.
yeah, spray yourself real quick and like actually run before you start filming. But what that kind of stuff is doing is like showing people, like, one, I'm active, I'm out and about. People don't like lazy people. It's the most unattractive quality ever, and people only like driven people. When I walk into a room, and this is something that, this isn't just my personality. I wish it was like this, but it's something I'm aiming towards. When I walk in a room, I fix my posture. I make sure that I'm looking at, not like, kind of just like acknowledging everybody inside of the room, but in a rush, always in a rush, always in a hurry, because people like busy people, and people are willing to be like, hey, I can't talk right now. Plus, I don't like, I'm a homebody, but so I'm trying to get out of the conversation really fast. But nonetheless, like, there are, what you want to do is perceive as confidence, and even if it's completely false, if you say it with confidence, it could sound true. So when it comes to, but don't, I'm saying, like, you get the point. Don't give false information. But if you stumble, people don't know when you're messing up. My background is in performing. I was a musician for a long time, and that's one thing that they taught you. As soon as you mess up, just keep going. Right. So even when it comes down to the content, if you stumble up on the content, people don't want robotic. They want some mess ups. They want some ums in there. It makes you seem more personable. Right. But when it comes down to your editing, your short form content, that's the kind of stuff, like, you can leave the ums and all the mistakes, the imperfections inside of your YouTube video. But when it comes down to your short form, cut everything out. Like, you just want to just like hammer it at them and just like, hey, Tanya, webinar Tuesday, 9 o'clock. See you there. And just big, bold letters in your face. You're probably going to stop. You're like, wait, when was it? Tuesday? Okay. I could probably be there. Next part, not utilizing visual content, meaning, and I don't just mean videos, right? If you're not already doing videos, you're behind the ball. Like, we got to make a change quickly. If you're still posting pictures, we have to. It's too late. We're already, like, AI is already making my pictures. AI is making your competitors' pictures. Just get that out of there. Start making content, because that's the only thing that actively involves you right now. That's the only thing that you have in control of. I'm really big about controlling my controllables. All I can do is film. All I can do is post. Everything else, I can have an AI make a flyer for me for an open house, and my team will do things like that for you. If you're just like, hey, here's the address, here are some details, boom, here's a Facebook post, and it's already out on your page. And I'll walk you. I don't think I have enough time today to kind of go through the platform, but that's okay, because I would love to talk to you all individually and kind of like audit your accounts and see what kind of like
Well,
the
if we have
strategy
to
that
go
we should.
over, I would love for you to go over, because this is a recording, and if you want it in the
Okay.
recording, let's go over it.
Yeah,
If you
cool.
want to go over if you want to go over the platform now and then insert it, this is your class. That ain't mine.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, but if so not utilizing visual content, so this leads to lower engagement rates, right? It just, people don't want to stick around. Like, again, like, you're taking somebody's time. Make it worth it. Educated or entertained. I love that, and I wrote that down because that's amazing. But visual content too is most likely to be shared. You want people to actually share your home. If you do have an open house, you can't just you can't just post it on your Facebook and say, hey, come on out. Again, mom, Tanya, hey, come on out to my open house. We want people sharing that, where it's like, oh my gosh, Tanya shares it. BJ's selling this home. It's so amazing. Everybody go check it out. And Also captions. Captions are so important. Everybody's doing them, even luxury brands. And I want you to definitely, I definitely want you to consider that, is like even luxury brands are doing this fast-paced short form content. Go on TikTok, look up Ferrari, go look up Lamborghini. The ones who said that our clients, we don't make commercials because our clients don't watch commercials, they make them, right? That's so true. But now they're on TikTok. Why? Because there's a whole industry that opened this up. It's not about like black and gold, metallic everything. It's not that anymore. It's like luxury is how you make somebody feel. Of course, it's the price too. Let's not mistake ourselves. But luxury is how you make somebody feel. You can give somebody a luxury experience by selling them a $300,000 home, right? And that's the same thing. And you want to give that perception even through your content. Next piece. Everybody got that written down? That was kind of long-winded.
Yeah, and
Cool.
I feel like some of them I can't tell what the numbers are. So if maybe Anna, you can keep the numbers straight.
We're on number 6. Number 6, write this down. Not engaging with your audience. That is so big, so big. All right. So outside of my platform itself, I have a done with you service. Now, the only thing that my done with you clients are in charge of is filming content and sending me over the content. After that, once the content's posted, they have to engage with it, because we just did all this work to get you this one comment. And it's not your mom. It's not your mom. It's not your aunt. It's not your cousin. You don't know this person. You don't know who this person is. We don't want to just leave them on red, because again, taking somebody's time, it kind of seems to be the theme of what we're talking about right now. Someone took their time to actually I love this post. What a beautiful home. Heart it, like it. When you, on your Instagram, if you press reply, you want to tag them in it too. So, or I'm sorry, on Facebook. On Facebook, if they comment, you want to press reply, actually physically type out their name, press the @ sign, type out their name, let that little search bar come up, and then click it. Don't tell.
So you're saying even if you're replying to their comment and their name's already highlighted, you want to do it again?
Yeah, correct. And I guess this is just a trick of the, I would call it a trick of the trade. I wouldn't even hold it as valid, if I'm completely honest, just based off of my testing. The way that we comment on things, I've had posts from 2018 that I've tested on. I've had some of my buddies go on and just comment on that picture by using different things, and it pops back up inside of their time. It pops back up inside of other people's feeds because somebody's interacting with this. But it also, Facebook is their algorithm is so complex. And what I mean by that is hashtags are no longer relevant on they kind of have their place, but they're no longer relevant on Facebook. They're kind of relevant on Instagram, but they're very relevant on TikTok. It is exactly how people find that's where all the trending stuff goes, is through hashtags. That's how they categorize right now. But Facebook is, if Tanya puts something on her page and I go and copy the exact post, I literally just go to her post, I copy it, and then go and paste it inside of my text box, Facebook knows that it was copy and pasted. And it also knows that it was copy and pasted inside from their platform. So what you're going to want to do, if you want to hack people's ads, hack people's anything on social media, then what you're going to do is you're going to copy and paste that, put that inside of your notes, start a new line, and then write that out because it's right on top. Start a new line, copy that line, and then put that on Facebook. Does that make sense? So, and I share that to say that there are intricacies to these algorithms that people don't quite understand, and using the platform, being a creator and a consumer is very, very valuable. So, and they want you to know, they want to know that you're actually using their platform. If I were to, I don't know, let's go with network marketing for an example. A lot of network marketing companies require you to be a customer first before you sell their product, because they want you to actually know their product. They want you to have these things. So it's the same thing with social media. So, and to get people to stay on longer, you have to make, if you make content that gets people to stick around longer, they will put your content in front of more people because you're keeping people on their platform. Does that make sense?
So
Cool.
sharing isn't enough. It's not enough to just press share. You have to actually copy paste and go through all, yeah? Okay.
So, are you talking about on Facebook where you just press share and it just shares to your page?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're a business owner. All of you are business owners. We don't share anything. We are the source. We are, if you like that
Write
article
it down,
enough,
everybody, write it down what he just says. You don't share, you are the source.
sharing only gives it, you're helping another algorithm. You're helping the other person's page. Right now, if you've got like I'm only saying this for real estate, there is a place for that. And that's more of like like celebrity fan pages. If you follow like The Rock on Facebook, I doubt The Rock is on Facebook, but if you follow him on Facebook, it's always promoting somebody else's thing, an ad or whatever it may be. They sell their accounts.
Well, I meant like if someone shares your stuff.
Oh yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, if somebody shares
Okay.
your stuff, then however they put it on there, you already got the kudos for it. So,
Okay.
You definitely want that, Maria. You want to be able to you want to see that share. That's like a total win when someone finds that much value in your message to be able to share that. But he's talking about here is as the business owner, do not do that. How many can I just ask this really quick? Because I know a lot of agents do this. What they do is hire these companies that says, oh, we'll charge you $150 and we'll post on your actual page for you. How many of you have done that or doing that today? Let me just tell you guys, there are so much money involved in that they're making from because they are literally adding other businesses. So if you notice on the side, they're like, we're just going to use this to keep your actual page busy. But is it do they understand your brand? Are you even in their actual information? Because all that you're asking is keep my page busy with crap I don't even understand. But what you're doing, like BJ basically is saying, is you're selling someone else's product. You're literally giving your money to have them post onto your thing, but they're selling someone else's product. So basically they're double dipping. So when you're going to have somebody post stuff on your stuff, it better be about you, about your brand, about your consumers. Does this make sense? So if I could just tell you guys right now, if you are doing that, knock it off. Like, get your money back. You need to stop right now because the algorithm does not understand who the heck you are because these people are doing the work for you and it's not even about you.
Well, and I know people that are paying for services just to post photos, right? Just post literally photos of them or photos of like an image and there's no video.
And it's really bad. The problem right now is that there are and by no means do I want you to think that like we're saying like, hey, we know the truth and everybody else is wrong. There are a lot of systems out there that work, but write this down, they all don't work together. You got to pick one strategy. You got to pick one strategy and run with that strategy. Give it time to play out. Pick one. Like there is nothing cooler than meeting somebody that like I went to Heritage High School out in Brentwood, and one of the pitchers from the A's went to school with me, and I knew from the start when I met this kid, even he knew the kid didn't drink, he didn't go to parties, he knew since forever he was going to be a pro baseball player and he was going to play in the town that he watched. So that part is super, super cool to me. And what I mean by that is that I totally lost my point. What the heck? what I mean by that, help me out, Mom. Where was I just at?
We were just, I don't know, you went left on me. I don't know.
No.
You
Okay.
said stick to one strategy. Pick a strategy.
Okay, exactly. So you are so awesome. And I do see your question, by the way. I'll put that inside of there, Deidre. About your copy and pasting. I'll make sure to kind of clarify that before if I finish this point. But what I mean by that is like having one strategy is like this kid knew that he was going to play baseball for the rest of his life. in pro ball in this town. He wrote it out. It's the same thing as like, if you're just saying like, that's awesome, I accept all these other strategies, because you're going to talk to so many coaches. If you are networking and everything like you're supposed to, people are throwing coaches at you left and right. And 99% of the things that I hear from even some of my clients are like, hey, my coach told me this. Is this valid? Yes, of course. It just doesn't apply to this strategy, right? It doesn't apply to my YouTube breakdown into content, keep it simple, 1, 2, 3 strategy. All right. Next part, not tracking your social media metrics. Is anybody tracking your organic social media metrics right now? Is anybody a numbers person? Who's there? Are you tracking your social media manage or your numbers, anything like that? All right. So the reason why is because you can only track your paid ads. You can get very little information like from inside of the actual platform itself off of your organic performance. But what you want to do is when you want to know your numbers, right? That is, I've been a salesperson my whole life. I've been like, that was number one. You want to know how you get paid, and you want to know your product. You want to know what your numbers are and where you stand on achieving your goal. If you don't know those numbers, so I guess to use an example of a great goal, if you're not on TikTok, go get 1,000 followers on TikTok. The way that you're going to do that is I'm going to challenge you to post 10 times this week. That's all, 10 times this week. And if you do that, shoot me a message, because I would love to go and participate, and I'll show you like how these comments are. Yes, Jessica.
So this goes back to a question I had based on social media. Should you be having personal pages and business pages? And is it different for the different platforms? Because currently I have 2 TikToks, 2 Facebooks, 2 Instagrams, and it's kind of a lot. And I don't know how I'm supposed to post 10 times on my personal, but then also my business. So what would you suggest?
I would say so you have 2 TikToks, a couple of everything, right? 1 of everything, 2 of everything.
A business
How
and a
often are
personal
you
for all 3
posting on those?
platforms. Say that again.
Are you posting on all of them?
I'm trying to, I would say, when it comes to my business page, Facebook gets the most posts. And then Instagram and TikTok are right behind, but really it's like all the same stuff I'm kind of sharing on all platforms.
Yeah.
And then Facebook, I share my business posts to my personal page. So I just didn't know if that's pointless. Should I, be just doing them all as one?
I wouldn't, and it's going to sound like I'm kind of like beating around the question a little bit, but like I would say that both is an option, but if you can handle it. More accounts means more management, and if you're not posting on one right now, another one's not going to do you any better. And just turn that one into a personal page. But if you look at all of these, who do you look up to? What celebrities or what speakers? What mentors are you watching right now that I can use as an example?
Yeah, I mean, I would say I watch a lot of like Chris Heller videos, but I don't know if he's
we got a fan.
more on the fun side.
Oh, by the way, we
His
got a
videos
summit
are awesome.
coming up with
Yeah.
Chris Heller as a keynote speaker, July 25th. You guys will all be invited.
Nice.
So, I'm gonna use someone a little more popular in that sense. Let's go with like, I don't know, Mr. Cash is King himself, right? So if you look at Grant Cardone's pages, he doesn't have, or anybody, for instance, we'll use Gary Vee too. Like none of these people have personal pages. They do probably for like privacy reasons. Like that's where that's where my mom comments on stuff. But outside of like their fan pages and stuff, you want something you're not going to be posting business all the time on your business page anyway, because unless you have like your own, do you have your own office, or are you an individual agent right now?
Individual agent.
Okay. So then right now you are your brand. So there's no need for a business and personal.
Okay.
When you open an office, then definitely open that. So that way, because now you're kind of adding to that. But I think just for the sake of sanity, one account will do just fine.
Okay.
And turn it into a business account. But yeah, it all depends. Like there are a bunch of factors that you can take into that. I have a business page. I stopped using it. So you can't find a social proof page anywhere because it's just too much to manage. It's just like,
Okay.
I'm not worried about it. Tracking your metrics, I think, is where we left off, right?
Can I just add something really quickly?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I don't know
Of
if you
course.
guys are still doing this, but I have too, you guys, I have tons of double like business, personal and all that. That's why I like working with them because their platform, and I don't know where your platform's going, you guys, but it was like it posts everywhere. I do one post and it posts and we schedule it and it posts on like 10 different areas. LinkedIn, Google My Business, TikTok, Instagram. And one thing that I realized with them in terms of metrics, I don't post on Instagram, but that's where my highest engagement was because of their metrics. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. So I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. But it's so true. Like understanding your metrics can, so Tanya and I, when we first launched Tanya, we were doing 2 posts a day for, I think we were going to do that for the first 2 weeks or something like that. So the second day in, the 4th post, she had 14,000 followers or 14,000 views and, on that specific TikTok. And not to put Tanya on blast, she had 44 before. It was something I was really, really proud of. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to make sure I remember this number. But 44 to 14,000 overnight. And it was all just based off of the thumbnail that we used, the sound that we used. Like there were so many contributing factors to get a video to go viral, but it's not hard. It's actually very, very easy to make, especially on TikTok. The way to think about short form content and the algorithm for all of this, and definitely write this down. This isn't part of my spiel today, but this is very important. The best part about the, what is the easiest way to say this? Because I have a tendency to like speak in algorithm terms. That's actually not even valid anymore. Never mind. TikTok didn't. Anyway, so if you look at short form content, so if you look at your short form content, everything is designed to put you in front of new people all the time. Instagram is for your followers, people who choose to follow you. Facebook is typically friends and family, kind of maybe like an accumulation of clients and networking people throughout those years. But TikTok changed up everything. TikTok is designed to have, if I post a video, it's going to only show it to maybe 100 to 300 people. And depending on how those 100 to 300 non-followers, by the way, respond to that page, is how it's going to kind of like open up the floodgates and let it go out. So, and to use Tanya's video as an example, we had 40, I think we had like 200 in like the first, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes or something like that. There was, or something like that. And it went off pretty quickly in comparison to where her account was at before. And then it just kept going and going and going. But we had 2 videos. 3 posts later, we had another one that I think hit like 12 or 14,000 again, somewhere around there. And it was because we just kept the same stuff, same style. Whatever worked in that video, we're going to continue to do. And we knew that by understanding our metrics. So we knew what hashtags were performing, which ones we used on that. And that's how we were able to duplicate that result.
And if you guys go to my TikTok right now, you'll realize that I took a break. So don't be like, oh my God, she's not posting anymore. They have redefined my strategy and my avatar, my ideal client. So you're going to see a lot soon.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so let's go with the last one, mistake number 8. Mistake number 8.
Can I ask you real quick?
Please.
So about know your social media numbers. So how do you know them other than the amount of followers or likers or whatever that you have? Like,
yeah,
is there?
Because
I'm a numbers guy. I would love to know more about that.
Yeah. So so you can go into your, depending on what type of page you have, like for Instagram, for instance, if you have it set up as a business page or like a creator page, you're able to see the metrics on those individual posts. But we also, so the platform, if you guys are interested too, we'll talk to you a little bit more about it. But we have a platform that's built with AI. It's an auto scheduler. I think I've seen a lot of familiar faces in here, so I think we've all seen it before. But we actually just added an AI captions feature inside of there as well. So now it's going to auto write your captions with everything that was trending previously. Hey, Tanya had a trending hashtag. We want to use this trending hashtag. I want that on all of mine. It'll make sure it writes it inside of there and that kind of stuff. Inside of that same platform, we have the ability to pull all of that data inside of there and put it on one click, easy design. Like I've got My platform has the ability to see all of that, I guess is what the best way to say it. Or you can go to each individual post and look at the performance of each. If you're running ads, then you'll have all of that information, more information. Yeah. And then tip number, did I answer your question? Okay. Tip number 8 or last mistake number 8 is just not staying up to date with the trends. And I think we're all kind of on this call nodding and agreeing with all of like the little nugget pieces that we're giving because it's something that we're not doing or something that we're, like when I tell people just post, like, hey, all you have to do is post. There's just like smiles across and just nods in every meeting. Doesn't matter what meeting. It's always the same because people are just not posting. But it's a lot. It's a lot to keep up with because you're trying to make a full-time income. And to be completely honest, like if you're in these kinds of calls, you're trying to make more than just a full-time income. You're trying to better yourself and exceed and reach goals. And to do that, you have to get uncomfortable. But being uncomfortable doesn't mean that you have to give up your time to do that. It can be uncomfortable for 1 hour on Monday, and then you film, then you cut up your content. And what I'm teaching inside of all of this is like, and I guess this is like kind of a good transition into like the platform, but keeping up with social media trends, it's hard to do because when the moment you look away to go sell a home, something changed. But if you had a team that was actually looking here in this direction the whole time, it's like, hey, this is kind of where the target moved. That's kind of what social media feels like. It's just like this moving target that we can never actually hit. It's like, hey, I got 1,000 likes on this, maybe. But then the next one got like 22. What do I do? So there's a lot of inconsistency on that. But when it comes down to the social media trends, if you are interested in that, we've actually got, you have to know what's trending, because what's trending for me is not what's trending. My wife, her TikTok looks way different from mine. Hers are dogs and babies and that's pretty much it. Mine are like Grant Cardone and then Grant Cardone and then more Grant, maybe Gary V. It's just like coaches and all this stuff. But what that shows is like, you can't just pick what's trending. You have to find what's trending in the real estate market. Again, I'll lead you right back. If you can't think of content, go to answerthepublic.com. But if you're looking to kind of use the strategy and if you want a full strategy that will use literally less time in your week than you're spending now, then use that pillar content strategy. I think that's what I run my business off of. I think it's a great strategy. I think it's efficient and effective. So if you were to just use YouTube, break that up into small pieces of content and post that out, you could use my platform to just drag and drop that content and it auto fills the time. So you're just like, hey, I want this on Tuesday. My platform's going to say, hey, we're going to put this at 12 o'clock on Tuesday because based off of your page, that's when people are actually on there. And that's when we want to post. So I've got the thinking out of it. You don't have to think of the captions. Just for being a part of our community and using the platform, you actually get a template script that will be sent out. You get 5 a month. You'll get that on the 1st of every single month. You'll get a script that you can literally break down. And it's more of like I would consider it more of like a Mad Lib script where it's just like plug in your city, plug in your value. Like it's just an outline. It's not word for word because I definitely want to make sure that we are
do you have a few minutes to kind of show the highlights of what you're talking about, the platform?
Yeah. Let me grab my
Dee,
handy mouse here.
Because Deidre had been asking. Deidre, you want to unmute yourself really quick so we can get a little bit of clarification to help you out?
Okay, yeah. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I was just wondering, do you agree that like luxury home tours is kind of like the opposite of down payment assistance programs? So that's why I created 2 pages. And do you agree that that makes sense?
And restate your question for me on like a non-real estate guy level for me, please.
Oh, yeah, I decided to create 2 pages because on one page, I educate about down payment assistance programs and other home ownership programs, but I like to do like luxury home tours of like homes that are like $2 million. So do you agree that that's kind of targeting 2 different
audiences? Okay. Yeah. That I could see the purpose for that. Yeah.
It's Yeah, you gotta, this is where it's gonna come down. This is where your homework is gonna come in, guys, because this is one thing that Tanya wanted us to do was give you guys some homework. And right now, what I'm hearing is your brand voice is confused. Write this down. Confused mind cannot make a decision. A confused mind cannot make a decision. So I want you to ask yourself right now, if you were the consumer looking at your own postings, what do you think they would get out of that? Would they be like, is she focused here or is she here? I'm not really sure. You never want to put them in a place of confusion because they're not going to choose you. They're going to choose the agent that is very clear and direct and what they're going to get out of them. Okay. So I think you might have to revisit that one. And we can help you. We can help you because that's part of your homework.
Yeah, your homework. Do you have can you drop the link to the form, or we'll create a form for them. So what I'm gonna do
What
is
I'd like to do
okay.
is just get all their emails. If you guys want to just drop your emails here, and then he's going to explain to you what exactly your homework is going to be and what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you a form. The reason why a lot of people don't post is because they don't know what to post. But if you know who you're talking to, it's probably easier to know what you're saying. And so essentially what we're gonna do is we're going to help you find your ideal client. What do they look like? And it will be very involved. Your avatar will have a name. Thank you, Tracy. We see that. We'll get those sent over to you. Thank you. Yeah, so fill those out. We will send you back your exact brand voice. Now, what to do with this brand voice, read it over, change it if it doesn't necessarily seem like it's something that you would do. I'm looking for your hobbies. And the way that we're going to find your ideal client is kind of finding out what you like, who do you actually want to sell to? Do you have hobbies that could relate to a client? Or do we have what kind of, what do their buying behaviors look like? Can we even reach them through social media, or do we have to try a different medium? That's also one thing to consider is your ideal client even on social media? Again, going back to that luxury thing, right? If I was trying to sell Bill Gates a home, I'm probably not going to find him on Facebook, right? I'm probably going to have to actually do some real marketing or whatever it may be to get in front of them. But yeah, outside of that, yeah, I really enjoy doing this. I know my mom enjoys doing the brand voice too, because it's almost like we see like a light bulb open up as soon as agents realize oh my gosh, oh, okay, that's who I'm selling to. That's why this didn't perform, because and then you'll be able to write content. And is anybody using AI in here before I let us go? Okay, so what type of AI are you using? Are you using ChatGPT, or do you use another platform? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to take that brand voice, you're going to plug it into ChatGPT, and you're going to have it write you out some content. See how that works. That is use this AI. And I started the call with I'm all about giving value. I have no expectation of anybody doing anything. I enjoy doing this because I feel that I have a lot of value to give. And if people get some value from that and it helps them in their business, then that's a plus. But that's the same way that you want to use your content. You want to write content with no expectations, just giving them all the value. Because if you give them all the nuggets in the front, outside of a paywall, as soon as they are behind a paywall, coaches, courses, things like that, that's kind of like MySpace. But your value will be perceived as more important. What else does he know? If he's giving me all of the nuggets here, then what else does he know? What else what do his clients know? Right? And it's all about just being as authentic as possible. If it doesn't feel natural, it's not authentic. Outside of the being in front of the camera and comfortability stuff. But yeah, you all have, I've got all of your emails. We will all reach out to you, or we will reach out to you. Does everybody have a little bit of time? I'll show you the platform if you want. I know. Okay, cool.
Bea just also put that our new program that we're just launching on the link is there. You guys can take a look at that as well.
Yeah, I'd love for you guys to kind of explain it a little bit more. I would like to see the platform and then know a little bit more about this because I'm on it right now.
Yeah, here, let me pull this up for us.
You guys, one thing I want to add while he's doing that is there's a lot of people to choose from, right, to help you with social media. But one thing that I learned is people are either I'm all YouTube or I'm all Instagram, right? Or I'm all Facebook. What I love about Social Proof is they are hacking the algorithms, right? They're showing you the trends in everything. And that's what I need. And that's what y'all need.
It is. Yeah. Everyone needs this. I can help everyone. No, I'm just kidding. I can't help everyone. That I'll never promise. But so this is we can all see my screen? Okay. So this is the Social Proof platform. Now there's a few things in here. I don't want to take up too much time because I do have to get out of here shortly. But so we have unlimited users, unlimited accounts. So Jessica, if you want to make 45 new Instagrams just to do it, do it. You can take care of all of them all on the same page, right? So we've also got our content library. This is unlimited storage. If you're paying for Google storage or anything like that, say goodbye. I pay way too much for Google storage. I'm in like the terabytes now, but we have unlimited storage here, as well as categories. Categories are like my favorite type of thing. We've got, so we can even categorize things like short form is a great way to say that. Short form content, Monday motivation, what else? Home tours, anything that you have that you can post and categorize with that's also evergreen can be put inside of here. The cool thing about that is once it's tagged with one of these, we're going to go to our schedule. And let's just go ahead and create a new post real quick. So we want to create a weekly schedule. I want this to post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And these are the days that I'm going to have my short forms. And we want that to post at 10 a.m. or whatever time. And we're going to create the schedule. Now, my schedule's created. What do I want inside of this schedule? I'm going to autofill this queue with whatever category I want to and put that inside of there. So we'll just put in real estate and save the settings. And then all of these will populate inside of here and they will post. You also have the ability to approve too. So if nothing gets posted, if it's not approved, if you have a team or a VA or somebody doing your posting for you, you can still maintain control and give them a platform to keep them in here. Because Facebook's entertaining, TikTok's entertaining. I'll go on there just to make some content sometimes and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know how to make a souffle, you know? So, and all of a sudden I'm watching like people building castles and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, so the point to that is that it's distracting. I got ADHD. It's not my environment. I have to have something like this. I have to like maintain control of my own mind. That's like 90% of my day is just stay focused. But okay, outside of that, we've also got the content calendar. This is our demo. So none of these are actually active, but if you wanted to, we will have all of these posts and it posts out infinitely. I think Instagram just came out with a feature that gives you 75 days too. So if you're not interested in the platform, you still have the ability to post. You can post 75 days in advance. The problem behind that is that you are kind of just shooting in the dark. You don't really know what time. There's no data behind, like I want it to post at 9 o'clock. But you have the ability to do that. You've also got your activity feeds. So you can look inside of all of that. Let's see. So you can look at your recent posts, you can go to your direct mentions, your messages, so you can answer everything from inside of this platform. You don't have to touch anything anymore. You don't have to go inside of there and you can answer all your messages. Anybody using Twitter? I'm not too big on Twitter. Okay. So it's a cool place to be. If you do have Twitter and you're trying to get informed and stuff that way, great place for articles, by the way. If you're looking for some really good articles in your niche, you can find great journalists and stuff, especially on Twitter. If we wanted to go in here and just type in real estate, or I'm not connected to on here, but if you wanted to go in here and type in real estate, it'll pull up everything that uses the word real estate, not hashtag, if it says real estate in there anywhere. And then we can actually start to participate with those accounts just because it said real estate. And when you get like spam filters, like sometimes on Instagram, you'll run into like a hot hashtag where it's all of a sudden you're getting like, I don't know, like bot accounts. right? It's like, hey, for 50,000 followers, follow me. I just DM'd you graphic design, blah, blah, blah. I think we've all kind of had those like spam messages at one point. This is kind of where, if it's not a bot and it's actually a person and a business, this is the kind of platform that they're using. You have got the ability to look at your analytics. So let's look at some of these reports in here real quick, and we'll just use.
This is my favorite part, the analytics.
So we've got, this is very, very in depth, more than you would have on the actual platforms. Here, Tanya, can I use your account? Is that okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Even though I kind of
yeah, it's okay. I know
all the other accounts. I'm always posting to Facebook.
Tanya's moving, so we haven't. Tanya's kind of been on the road. We're both moving actually, so it's been
Tanya's homeless actually.
Well, if anybody's looking to sell Tanya a home. So we'll go into our analytics here, and we can look at, let me move this out of my way. We can look at each page individually and how it's performing. We've also got, where did it go? Let's go to our reports, and we can generate a report. Let's generate a report for, I don't know, let's just call it last month. Is that cool, Tanya? And this is where you would receive all of that. This is the data that my team analyzes for our done with you clients to make sure that what we're doing is efficiently moving through, like we're capitalizing on things that are working. And I'll show you what I mean by that here. We've got total likes, how they participated, the total impressions is kind of this wave behind us, but then your top hashtags. So hashtags, real estate, EXP, life reset, Colorado. So we've got all of these different hashtags. EXP Proud had 68. So Tanya, make sure you keep using EXP Proud. Florida seemed to be doing really well. Florida real estate. It looks like these may have all been on the same posts. So I'm curious to see what that, and that's kind of offline, but I would be curious to see which one of these actually gave you the, because what the algorithm is seeing that somewhere on this post, overall, it got 68 new impressions through just this. Let's see, number of posts per hashtag. By the way, kind of like the good average to think over all platforms now is about 3. That's like the number one place to, like 3 to 5, but 5 is honestly pushing it a little bit. And what I mean by that is hashtags narrow down your search. Too much of them will make it too narrow, and it's too straight of a line, right? Like a pressure washer is just water, but it can cut through metal if it's narrow enough, right? So that is the entire analytics, and you can do that through your accounts. We can see how each one is performing. We can go to our insights and say what post types. So remember, we were talking about people not having visual content. Well, is visual content. So video posts with long captions perform better than any other post. All right, Tanya, there's a tip for you. This post is literally double what everything else is getting. What does that show us? That shows us that pictures don't work anymore, right? That just validates exactly what we were saying. And the best time to post is between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you've posted this content 14 times, that type of content 14 times. So this is like, it is very, very precise. If you're looking for clear, then that's cool. You've got the ability to use all of these tools. The only difference between just using this platform and using me for a done with you service is who's doing the work. I'm still here to give everybody the value. I'll give you all of the tools that I use. I pay for some subscriptions. So if that's something you're open to and you're willing to take on a $20, $30 subscription per month, I like to keep everything super cost effective, but super efficient, but also effective, and making sure that that we're keeping things low. We don't need all of the AIs. We just need one thing to do a couple different tasks for us, and I will give you all of that. So with this platform, you'll get 5 script outlines every single month. So that way you don't have to worry about your YouTube videos anymore. And then you're also going to receive weekly training. So I've got a private Facebook group that I host lives out of, as well as a Slack community. So if you, whichever one, a lot of people don't really like jumping into Slack. It's like an extra one. So that's why I came with the Facebook group. So, but you'll have access to both of those. And that's pretty much it. You'll have so platform, you'll have the trainings. I'm also coming out with a course here shortly, but I'm all about quality over quantity. And I think that's a great note. That's kind of, I will call that tip number 9. But if you have great quality stuff, you can reuse it. Nobody wants to post fuzzy videos filmed with a toaster over and over and over. But if you take a high quality video and you invest, a couple $100 into a decent camera, it's going to be something that, and you just film content that can be recycled. You've got at least 1 post per month. You do that 30 days, your page is just recycling itself, and while adding more content. So, which is what, when we were talking, I think Jessica was talking about it, where like the TikTok going between like 4 to 8, or like the number of times to post per account and all that. But that kind of stuff will certainly help in that situation, where you can actually like manage all of those accounts at the same time. Because there, and was it Deidre that had, was it the luxury and then the down payment assistance? Okay, so that if I would love to talk to you about that as well. So if we can meet offline, I would love to give you a strategy on how you can certainly manage both of those. So yeah, does anybody have any questions? I know we went over.
What's the cost of it? What's the cost to work with you with the platform, and what's the done with you?
Our done with you is $9.97 a month. We do have some contracting prices as well. So if you want that monthly cost to go lower, we do have like a 90-day contract where you can pay $200 less.
What is the gist of the done with you?
You film what we send you. I post it. You comment back. You reply to comments. That's like at face value. That's the easiest way to say
You
it.
post it, edit it, add the hashtags.
Correct.
Sharing,
We'll create an entire strategy for you. And it's literally going to be our YouTube script where you just sit down, film it. It'll be an outline. And then we'll actually like guide you through it. I would say by the end of the first month, you'll be proficient enough to be able to set up the camera by yourself and get the lighting correctly. 90%, if you have a smartphone and it's an iPhone, even a Samsung, they have better cameras anyway. But if you have an iPhone, I know I just stirred the pot. I could see it. Everybody just moved real quick. But I use an iPhone, but as a tech geek, Androids are better. You have great quality phones. If with the correct lighting, you can accentuate like the quality of your shot. And that is what my team and I take care of, is we'll tell you like, hey, just bring the camera down a little bit, and we'll do all these trainings for you. So in regards to the pricing, the platform itself, it's $99 a month. That comes with the trainings, the 5 scripts. That comes with all that. There is an initial cost of $100, so it's $199 first month, $99 after, and then no contract on any of that. If you are interested, they're typically on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I want to solidify it to like the middle of the week though, but I have prior commitments. I'm kind of working around on Wednesdays. So you will at least have them 1 week. If not, then there will be pre-recorded and replays available as well. But with the done with you, if you're interested in that, that is a, I don't know, that's my baby. I hold that thing really, really close to me. So I'm very, very particular on who I work with. And it's a choice on both of our parts, right? Because if, of course I will happily accept your money with open arms, but that also brings a lot of guilt on my side, where it's like, okay, well, they're not even sending me content to begin with. And now I've got $997 here that I don't feel like I earned. And that's just not the way I do business. So yeah, let's get to know each other. Let's have a conversation, make sure that it makes sense. But outside of the 99, if you want to if you're already doing it and you don't have the tools and you're looking to save a little time, get the 99, get the starter pack. And then we'll set some time aside for like an onboarding call, and I'll make sure that you're proficient in using. Don't worry about learning the system. I will make sure 100% of the time that I will take the time to make sure somebody understands what they're purchasing. But,
so for those that are watching and not listening, or those that are going to listen to this video not watching, what is a good phone number for them to text you, and what's a good link for them to work with you?
Yeah, so you can go to here. I will type the number inside the chat. Does the chat show up on
It doesn't. So if you could say the number as well.
Yeah, 925 852-1982, like 1982, my favorite year, the best version of Michael Jackson. So anyway, but I'll also give you, if you are watching this video on YouTube, thank you for sticking around this long. Also check the description. Tanya will have all my information, the phone number, the website, the purchase link, all of that. Any deals, anything that we said here that everybody's receiving, it's also yours. Especially that brand voice. So we've received everybody's emails. If you are watching this video, send Tanya your email, DM Tanya, and send her your email. But other than that, I've had a great time. Did everybody feel like this? Is it Maseni? Is that how am I saying your name correctly? I see that up there. Hello, how are you? Everybody's just kind of.
Hi, I just
Hi.
have a quick, and I know we talk about Facebook and other social media, but what about LinkedIn? Is it gonna be the same? Yeah, also.
LinkedIn is more of the buttoned up version of yourself. It's that's at least that's what I treat it as, but it's your network, right? So you do want to remain professional amongst your peers. So that is more of a LinkedIn is great for offices looking for new agents. If you're on a push for new agents to get people underneath you, LinkedIn is definitely the place to be, because if you are making EXP look like as much fun as it is, because everybody I met in EXP dies by it, right? Like, so what I want to do is have you give your value on there, but more in a professional. Does that make more sense? Like you're not having friends and family on there, right? You're not going to be talking about selling a home or putting open houses and stuff on there as much as you would be putting content on how to run an open house effectively, and like those strategies, tips and tricks, bettering the people around you. That's the kind of content that would be there. Even blogs, blog posts. If you don't have a blog post and you're using AI, you've got all the tools necessary. You've got all the topics. Answerthepublic.com is amazing. That's a great place to consider some topics. But yeah. Did I answer your question?
I hope that helped you. Just know that LinkedIn's job and duty is just like what Dee Dee's doing, right? She's networking. You want to do that same collaboration mindset when you're literally inside of LinkedIn. You don't want to sell in LinkedIn. You want to collaborate with all those professionals and bring in value that they can receive from you as another professional. So if you're really looking, that's why he says it needs to be a little bit more buttoned up inside of LinkedIn. The other thing I want to talk about with you so you guys have a full understanding of what we're about to do, I'm going to email you this brand voice form. When that is your homework, that is going to take some time. Tanya, you did it, so you understand. Jason's done it. We want to give you guys an opportunity to where we can bring to literally the light of your voice what it really should look like. So once you finish that, our system is going to now distribute your brand voice. But for us to give you your brand voice in your avatar, you have to fill that up completely. And you will see it has a lot of questions. You will have to sit down. This is a long homework, and it's really your identity. Your identity. Who are you? Do you even know who you are? Like, a lot of us are like, I'm a mom. Tanya's a mom, but what kind of mom are you? Right? You have to really get an understanding of your brand voice, because if you don't, this is where you're going to mess up. And so the strategy has to begin with the brand voice and the client avatar, and then everything just comes together and forms this beautiful opportunity for you to relate and engage with your consumers a little bit easier. I hope this helps. So I'm looking forward to getting that back, and then we'll send you guys back your results from that.
Thank you. You guys are amazing. I swear we've done this class probably 3 times and I'm still like, ooh, now that's 1% more than I know. So I appreciate it. It's a lot. And just like you guys said, the algorithms are changing so fast. Is it photos? Is it videos? Is it all that? That's why you guys need to be showing up to their classes, because you're going to be behind the 8 ball. And I feel like I already am.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it. Thank you for everyone's participation, by the way. That makes this way more fun. It's yeah, I appreciate it. So you got a great group.
All right, all you guys need to text me what's your biggest takeaway and what are your action steps. Text me, takeaway and action steps.
All right, everybody. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bless.
Bye-bye.